You're listening to the One Man Show Network. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the very, very late MMA Fight Picks Podcast. I am your host, Aaron Weinbaum, and I'm going to pick some fights for UFC 255. Both flyweight championships, women's and men's, on the line. It's a fairly exciting card. I think this was the one where Amanda Nunes pulled out against Megan Anderson, but still relatively solid. I'm going to watch it. If you are on Periscope or YouTube or whatever, I'm trying to multi-stream this week, so feel free to help me pick fights. I am, of course, not in my studio. I was blessed enough to take a vacation. I thought I was going to be in Barbados, but hey, I'm in Branson. That's like the Barbados of Missouri. I mean, there's a lake. It's like an ocean. There's a grocery store that's like a buffet. No. Anyway, still a great vacation. This is how it goes. For those of you that have never listened before, if you want to help me pick the fights, you can do so. Just chime on in, and I'll try to get all your comments and questions and what have yous together. So let's go first here. This one is way at the bottom of the card, which is kind of a surprise for me. Alan Jouban, who I haven't heard much out of lately. I know he does some broadcast work. I think he does the MMA Heat podcast with Karen Bryant, but he's going to be fighting Jared. I'm going to get this right here. The Night Train Gordon. So, interesting fight there. Let's take a look at Jared here. He's not fought in the UFC that I can see. So, a little different though, because there's no real UFC jitters without a crowd, I would think. I'm sure there still are some. You got Dana White watching you and whatnot. So let's just take a look at his last 3 wins. Guys I have not heard of. This is Titan FC, EFC, and Square Ring Promotions. So Trent McCown, Jay Jackson, and Marcel Stamps. So really hasn't fought of anyone I heard of. I just felt it. I felt compelled to pick this fight because, Alan Jouban, he's headlining here and there, and he's done some things. So he just lost a split decision to Dwight Grant. Before that, let's see, when was the last time he fought? So it's been over a year and a half. Wow, so he hasn't fought since April 2019, which is crazy. Before that, a win over Ben Saunders, knocked him out. I remember that. 2 losses before that, Nico Price, Gunnar Nelson. But, this is all the way back in 2017. Does have that win over Mike Perry. I forgot about that unanimous decision there. And, he has wins over really good guys, too. Bilal Muhammad, who I hold in high regard here. Gosh, if you want to go way back, Seth Pazinski. This is going pretty far back. But back to him, and why did I think he fought? No, he didn't. Okay, I'm thinking something different. Sorry. Going to Jared, 3 wins in a row, coming off a guy. He's had some losses, This is kind of tough to pick, When's the last time Jared fought? July this year, so not that long ago. I love Alan Jouban. He could very well win this fight. I don't think he's going to. But if he does, he's a pretty charismatic guy, and that always kind of puts him right back in there. But I'm gonna go with Jared the Night Train. All right. Next up, this is a rematch, I believe. Shogun Hua versus Paul Craig. Now, you may not know this about Shogun, but I think he's got several wins in a row here. Gosh, what a record this guy's had. Yeah, just beat Little Nog in a split decision. He did not look in the best shape of his life. He was under the 205-pound limit, but he looked a little doughy, and maybe the fact that he fought a little more recently in July. It's less than 6 months ago, 4 months ago. Maybe the recency will help him in this fight. So before they had that split draw against Paul Craig, and this is where the rematch is a year later, a little over a year later. Before that, wins over Tyson Pedro. He did lose to Anthony Lionheart Smith. So it's kind of crazy. He's had these string of wins here. Jan Vellante, Corey Anderson, which was a split decision. Now Corey's fighting in Bellator, and then go back to 2015 and that win again over Little Nog. Paul Craig. I'm not so sure that he has. Yes, he did fight one more time. Submitted Gadzramad Antigulov. That's back in the Whitaker versus Till in July. Like I said, the split draw before. Shogun. Yeah, man, Shogun's just got that experience there. I, it's hard for me to pick him to win, but it's hard for me to pick him to lose, if that makes sense. Paul Craig, not that tough a schedule compared to Shogun, but he's lost to those upper echelon guys. He's lost to Khalil Roundtree Jr., Tyson Pedro, Jimmy Crute, Alonzo Menafield, and that's not even the best of the best. But you got, Hua, that win over Corey Anderson. I know it's been a while. It's been since 2016, but did just beat Tyson Pedro a little less than 2 years ago. I'm going with Shogun. Mauricio Shogun Hua. Do I think he's going to fight for a title anytime soon? No. It's just how it is. But, yep. Okay, next up. The flyweight women. Katlyn Chookagian, Cynthia Calvillo. I don't know if I like this fight so much for Katlyn, not because she's not talented, because she just fought like it's going to be just a little bit more than a month ago, and took just a vicious body shots against Jessica Andrade. Before that, she has a win over Valentina's sister, Antonio Shevchenko, and then, of course, loses to the champ. But she has these wins, too, like over Jennifer Maia, who's fighting for the title this weekend, over Joanne Calderwood. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the quickness of the fight and then just how she just got nailed to the body. I don't know how long that takes to heal, but you got to think a month. It's got to be a little sore. You're not going to immediately be able to train that core, obviously, after punches like that. Look at Calvillo. She's red hot. Just beat Jessica in June. Draw against Marina Rodriguez. Wins over Courtney Casey. And, now she's fighting now at flyweight, and she missed weight a whole bunch of times at strawweight. Yeah, wins over Polyana, and a lot of these are wins over strawweights, and I get that. So it's kind of tough, but she looked good against Jessica Eye. Jessica Eye, it is of note that she missed weight, but Jessica Eye's been fighting that division for a while, and we were wondering how she was going to do, and she handled Jessica very, very well. And I just think this is too soon for Katlyn to come back. I know she's talking about retiring and have a family or whatnot, so she probably wants to get that title sooner rather than later, or get back to title contention. But I'm gonna go Calvillo here. Hasn't had to fight since June. She had her first fight officially at flyweight, so yup. All right, this fight was originally supposed to be at the welterweights here. Mike Perez versus Robbie Lawler. And I would have liked to have seen that fight, but I don't know how Robbie would have done because I don't know that he can't pull the trigger or won't pull the trigger or he's just older, and that happens. But take a look at the all of a sudden red hot Perry, who I guess is not going to be cornered by Darren Till. That would have been wonderful to see. But just beat Mickey Gall. And really, I picked this one badly. I thought he was going to lose against Gall. I thought Gall was going to grapple him, and that was just not the case. And he was cornered by his girlfriend, who has zero MMA experience, but made a believer out of me, I guess. And so Mike Perry's girlfriend right now, undefeated as a coach, she's putting that on the line. Before that, gets just kicked in the head by Jeff Neal. I think that Vincente Luque fight, super violent fight. Has a win over Alex Oliveira. Has that quick loss to Donald Cerrone. Has a win over Paul Felder. Paul Felder taking that on short notice and moving up to welterweight. So this is really interesting. Because then you got the more experienced Tim Means. He is coming on short notice. So as of now, I don't know if anyone's made weights or not, but he just beat Laureano Staropoli. It was a catch weight because Staropoli missed weight. Before that, loses Daniel Rodriguez. I believe he's on this card as well. Beats Thiago Alves. Loses Nico Price. Just kind of every other fight with this guy. Listen, if Tim Means can stay composed and kind of beat Perry at his own game, the coming forward and just go, go, go. I don't know, but I can't believe I'm saying it. I like Mike Perry in this fight, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, here's the flyweight championship for the women's division. Valentina Shevchenko, Jennifer Maia. Valentina, one of the most interesting characters in MMA, I think. Let's take a little looky, see. Man, okay. Like I said, just beat Caitlyn in February. I didn't realize that fight was that long ago. Beat Liz Carmouche, decision. Jessica I head kicks her. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. That went to a decision. She hasn't lost since Amanda Nunes, and that was up at 135 pounds. And many people say she won that fight. And she's calling for a rematch because she doesn't count that last one as a loss. She thinks she won that fight as well. And she's tons of wins even at 135 pounds. Juliana Pena, Holly Holm, golly, Sarah Kaufman. Crazy the body of work she has put in. Jennifer Maia, she hasn't lost. It wasn't that long ago she lost. Yeah, November last year she lost to Katlyn Chookagian. She's back taking on a short notice fight, beating Joanne Calderwood. So, before that, she even lost to Liz Carmouche back in 2018. So, really, the only wins she's had recently are Alexis Davis, Roxanne Martifari, and Joanne Calderwood. So, while Jennifer is dangerous, I just think Valentina is just a whole other level. And I don't see any way she loses this fight, really, unless she gets caught in something kind of crazy on the ground. But no, Jennifer Maia all the way. All right, this fight was supposed to have been Deiveson Figueiredo against Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt had to pull out undisclosed injuries. Some people whine that it was weight cutting. I don't know. You know what? I'm not at liberty to say because I have no idea. So, anyone has any thoughts on this, please chime in. Going up against Alex Perez. And a lot of people say they like this fight better. Alex has not lost since 2018 against Joseph Benavidez. He's racked up the wins since then, 3 in a row. Mark De La Rosa, Jordan Espinoza, Jussier Formiga. And I believe Jussier just got cut from the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. So, you real journalists out there, I guess, you could help me with that. Before that, he's got wins over Jose Shorty Torres, Eric Shelton. All right, cool. Figueiredo missed weight that first time against Joseph Benavidez. Then, he gets the rematch, obviously, and beats the brakes off him again. I don't know if Joe's ever going to fight again. I really haven't heard. But yeah, so his last 2 fights were Joseph Benavidez. He hasn't fought anyone since February of last year, or this year, but Joseph Benavidez. Before that, wins over Tim Elliott. Alexander Pantoja. He has a loss against Jussier Formiga, which is kind of crazy. And that wasn't that long ago, March 2019. So, hang on here. Oh, hello. I got some people on the broadcast here. Hi, Rice Potter. What's going on? So we can add you in. Cameron, did he say it's a lie? I believe. For Mike. Okay. Don't know what that means, guys. Feel free to elaborate on what you're talking about here. Yeah, so Jussier Formiga is out, I believe, of the UFC, which is kind of crazy. Just beats the now champion back in March of last year. So wins over John Moraga, John Morales, Jared Brooks. Very good. Very interesting. So, this one is a little bit more of a live fight than I thought. It's not a total. It's not a total lock for me to say one way or the other that Figueiredo's going to win, but man, it's really tough for me to say he's not. The Juicy Formega thing, I know MMA math does not work. The champ has lost to Juicy Formega. Alex Perez has beaten him. But he has lost to Joseph Benavidez. So if you're doing the MMA math, that kind of cancels each other out, right? Sure. Why not? All right. Well, all you guys listening, you made a few comments here, but I don't see anyone making a big pick for the champ or otherwise. I am going to go with the champ and his, I guess, more active streak would not be accurate because I think the fight was way back in July. So, both guys have been kind of fairly the same amount of activeness, if that makes sense. But, I would like to know the odds on this, but I don't have them, unfortunately. I'm not an odds kind of guy, obviously. That's why I don't make bets. But if Alex Perez was the underdog, which I'm sure he probably is, why not sprinkle a little money on there? Because he has a real chance here. God, those leg kicks, the way he just took Formega out in round one with leg kicks. Crazy, right? Right. Oh, man. Okay, official pick. Gun to my head. I'm going to go Figueiredo, and still. And that's it. So I had lots of viewers today. So cool. Thanks so much for listening. Someone keeps saying lie, and I don't know what that means, but okay. Maybe that's directed at me. Stop it, he says. What do you mean, Dylan? I don't understand what you're saying. That's kind of crazy. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to end this. Very strange commentary. Thank you so much for joining in. And wow, I'm speechless. That's crazy. I don't know what to say. But hey, at least you participated. So until next time, we'll see you next week. Maybe. I think it's Thanksgiving. I don't know if there's a fight or not. But if there is, I will pick. I'm sorry again that I am late this week. But until next time, shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.